On March 18th, at 9 o'clock in the morning, I sat down, turned the TV on, went to HBO Max, and started watching Zack Snyder's Justice League. And right from the beginning, I was caught off guard because I thought that the movie would be in black and white. I don't know why I thought that, but I did. So, to give you all what I expected, we will do this video in black and white. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Movie Time with Chris. The channel devoted specifically to movies, movie birthdays, movie reviews, trailer discussions, box office predictions, and some special videos along the way. Now hey, if that sounds like something that you're into, if you love the movie reviews, if you want the trailer discussions, if you love to compete in box office predictions, if you just love movies, subscribe to this channel because you're going to get all that content and then some. Now today, we're going to be discussing Zack Snyder's Justice League. So, how best to describe this movie, this epic? I guess we can start by saying that Zack Snyder sucker punched Joss Whedon, and 300 Watchmen had some kids, and they were the Justice League. That's essentially what I got from this movie. It was everything that you would come to expect from Zack Snyder. The slow motion, the slow, sad music, everything. I mean, this literally, when I watched it, I got the feeling of not so much a sucker punch, but a little bit of sucker punch, but a lot of 300 and Watchmen, especially Watchmen. And I mean, the Ultimate Edition of Watchmen is what, 3.5 hours long? Maybe a little bit longer. And so that's what Zack Snyder gives you, these long, epic tales. And yeah. So let's talk about this movie. This video, of course, will have spoilers. And I'm not going to show the trailer as I've been doing in previous videos because I already did that. I did a trailer discussion of Justice League, and I will link that video probably as a card at the end of this one. So stay through to the end and make sure that you check out my review of the Snyder trailer. Yeah, so you'll get to see it there. But, excuse me. So, the movie starts out and it picks up right where Batman vs. Superman left off. So it kind of completes, Snyder's trilogy of these. He did Man of Steel, he did Batman vs. Superman, and Justice League. So it picks up right where Batman vs. Superman left off with, I almost said Batman, with Superman dying. And now it's Bruce Wayne trying to bring everyone together for a threat that's going to be coming. So essentially the movie is the same as Joss Whedon's in that sense of the story, which essentially was Zack Snyder's story. But there was a lot more extra footage. There was extra footage with Diana. And We got a lot more extra footage with Flash and especially with Cyborg. And I've got to say, there were some changes made in this film that I enjoyed and some that I didn't. 4 hours, I think, in like 2 minutes, essentially. I watched it all in one sitting. So I started at about 9. I finished just after 1 o'clock. And again, there were things that I liked and things that I didn't like. So there were some scenes, especially the scene with Flash, where he's going to apply for the job as the dog walker. Why was that scene there? Did it serve a purpose? Not really. You see him being Flash, but I mean, we get that. So yeah, I don't understand why they had that scene. They show him going to save the girl and some kind of connection. The girl's never brought up again or mentioned later on. I just feel like that scene didn't need to be there. There were some scenes with Cyborg that I felt also maybe didn't need to be there. I don't know. It was just, if you want to include them, yes, it gives some insight into the humanity that's still left in him, but you could have cut some of those scenes short. So, I mean, I think this movie could have been 3.5 hours, falling into a regular Snyder ultimate cut thing. But I don't know. I did like that Flash wasn't the same character as he was in Joss Whedon's version, where, he's afraid of bugs and drowning and all that. He's afraid of like everything. It was just weird. He takes down the guy in the convenience store who has a gun, but he's afraid of all these little things. It just, I don't know. But I'm glad that they changed it. I feel like they focused heavily on Cyborg. And granted, there wasn't anyone that was really the main person of the story. But, I don't know. Like, it seemed like Flash really saved the day in the end of the movie. Because he decided to essentially go back in time by traveling so fast. And he changed the events of what happened. So Flash is the one that really saved the movie. Hey guys, if you haven't taken a minute to subscribe, make sure you do that. It's free, takes 2 seconds, not even a minute, and it helps me out. So show some support, subscribe, and hit that like button. But they were focusing so heavily on Cyborg and his relationship with his father. And I don't know, maybe this was Snyder's way of getting his therapy out. Maybe he had issues with his father and this was his way of dealing with it. I don't know. But again, I feel like some of the scenes were just way drawn out with Cyborg, so they could have been cut down. The last thing that I didn't really like about this cut was Zack Snyder's music selection. Zack Snyder always goes with the slow, sad music. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And I feel like the one scene that keeps standing out in my head is when Aquaman saves the fisherman. Brings him into the bar, tavern, whatever. Throws the guy on the table. Walks up to the bar, asks for whiskey. Says, hey, it's on him. And when he's walking out and he's walking down the dock and he's drinking, you got the big waves and everything. The musical selection that Zack Snyder chose was not one that I felt was fitting of the scene. I just didn't enjoy it. The song selection that Joss Whedon used for that scene, I preferred a lot more. So those were my big dislikes of the movie. Some of the scenes that were added, I feel didn't need to be added. The music selection could have been a little bit better. But yeah, essentially that was it. The things that I did like about this film is that he did change some of the characters, making them out to be essentially heroes, which is what they are. So that is something that I enjoyed. He didn't take that from Whedon, and it made the movie that much more better. Yes. Hey, if the Declaration of Independence can say a more perfect union, then I can say much more better. So I am glad that they have Darkseid in this movie. I'm glad that they changed the look of Steppenwolf. I didn't mind Steppenwolf before, but when you compare Joss Whedon's Steppenwolf to Zack Snyder's Steppenwolf, Zack Snyder's Steppenwolf wins. But I'm someone who knows these characters, didn't necessarily read the comics heavily. Did I read some? Yes, I did read some Superman comics, some Batman comics, Flash, Green Lantern, the same with Marvel. But not heavily. Not so much that I know every intricate detail of these characters. But I watched this and I feel like I got, when I see Darkseid, don't you feel like you get a Darth Malik vibe from him? I don't know. Maybe it's something with the jaw piece. I don't know. The bald head. Something about Darkseid just was like, oh, wow. Darth Malik's in this movie. Yeah, Star Wars. But yeah, that just, it made me chuckle every time I saw Darkseid in the movie. I was like, oh, Darth Malik, check him out. Yeah. But ultimately, the movie is good. It's very enjoyable. It is better than Joss Whedon's version. Not to say that version was not good. I own that version. I watch it. I enjoy it. Zack Snyder's version just is better. It does have scenes that you want to fast forward and skip through, as I mentioned, but you get that with about 97% of the movies that have ever been made. Think about it. How many times can you actually sit there and watch a movie beginning to end without feeling the need to skip a scene or fast forward or cue or whatever you want to call it, depending on what device you're using, whether it's a VHS, a DVD, a Blu-ray, digital. Yeah. So the movie is good. It's on HBO Max, so check it out. It does set things up for a future with this universe. And it doesn't look like Warner Brothers is going to continue that path. I don't know. Maybe Warner Brothers is having an issue with Zack Snyder. Maybe they don't get along. But it sets it up. Everyone wants to see this. They had the hashtag with the Snyder Cut for Justice League. And it gained enough traction that they decided to do it. And Zack Snyder didn't want to be dictated to, so he decided not to get paid for this film just so that he could do his vision. So there's this traction now with the Snyderverse, and people want to see, the continuation of this story that he's setting up. And it looks like Warner Brothers isn't going to do it. So that's unfortunate. Looks like they're going to, I don't know if they're trying to just redo everything, start from scratch. But sometimes you just got to take the good with the bad. And I don't know. I think DC is trying too hard to be Marvel, and they shouldn't. They're their own thing. You're really comparing apples to oranges. Yes, they're both fruits, but they're both completely different. Maybe not a good analogy because they're both really close. That's like comparing apples and tomatoes. Yes, they're both fruits, but one of them goes in a fruit salad, the other one doesn't. So, Marvel, DC, you're both comic books, but you're both completely different. So, I think DC, Warner Brothers should just stay the course, keep what they have. I get it. You know, a lot of people are excited to see the Batman with Robert Pattinson. I know I'm excited to see it. The trailer looked amazing, but you can include that as a solo origin story, you know, kind of like Joker. But those are my thoughts on Zack Snyder's Justice League. The movie's 4 hours long, so there's no way I could possibly hit on every detail in this video that's going to be, 15 minutes roughly? Maybe a little bit more. The movie is good. Watch it. It's on HBO Max. I'm not sure if it's playing in theaters, but if it is playing in a theater near you, if theaters are open, you might enjoy it because they're going to have an intermission, which is the way you should watch it at home if you're watching it on HBO Max. Watch the movie. It is broken up into, I believe, 8 parts. 6 or 8 parts, something like that. So, you know, midway through the movie, have yourself a little intermission, go to the bathroom, get some snacks, and then come back and finish the film. But definitely should check it out. I would recommend watching Joss Whedon's Justice League and Zack Snyder's Justice League so you can compare and contrast each one for yourself. Who knows? Maybe I'll do that in my next Versus video, compare them both, and I could go more in depth with it. But the movie does have its pros, its cons. But overall, the movie is really good. It's very enjoyable. You get a lot of backstory for the characters. They're building them up for a future that now it seems won't happen. But those are my thoughts overall, again, for Zack Snyder's Justice League. So make sure you leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. As always, make sure you check out the Instagram, Movie Time with Chris, where you're going to get the little snippets of everything that's going to come on the YouTube channel. Speaking of the YouTube channel, make sure that you like this video, subscribe, and ring that bell, because you don't want to miss any future videos that are going to be on this channel. I'm on Twitter, so make sure you follow me there, Movie Time with C1. And there you're going to get a heads up of everything that I'm going to be working on for the day for both Instagram and YouTube. Make sure you follow me on Twitch, Movie Time with Chris. Again, I've been going through Amazon to see what they have available for the watch parties because I will be hosting a watch party soon on Twitch. So make sure you follow me there and go to my blog, www.movietimewithchris.com, where you're going to get a more in-depth analysis of everything that I'm going to be talking about here on the YouTube channel. And lastly, if there's ever a topic you want to hear about or a movie that you want me to review, email me, movietimewithchris@gmail.com. I'm going to check that email multiple times a day. I will not miss your message. And the topic you want to hear about will be in a future video on this channel. But until next time, stay safe and take care.